Pope Leo at the Vatican, just days after the president's latest verbal attack on the American Pope. With us from Washington now is Dan Baer, the former U.S. ambassador to the Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe. I'm curious as to how you see this, in the broader context and whether it matters much. Like on our telestrator, I'll pop it up. The setup, obviously, is the back and forth between the president and the Pope. And, President Trump has said quite a lot over here. Weak on crime, terrible in foreign policy. I'm not a big fan. Whereas you see the Pope's response, including this one, God does not bless any conflict. Enter Secretary Rubio, and what is he supposed to smooth things over?
Yeah, I think he's on cleanup duty this week. The president has chosen to go after the Pope, who is obviously not only a global religious leader, but arguably the most popular American on the world stage today. And that has consequences both for our international relationships. The Secretary of State also meeting with Meloni today in Italy, and that has been damaging to that relationship with Meloni, who used to be kind of a fan or a Trump whisperer. But when Trump went after the Pope, she's an Italian leader. She couldn't stand by and tolerate that. So it's having consequences for our international relationships. And obviously the president and his administration are looking at the elections coming up later this year at home and knowing that they're losing ground with American Catholics as well.
No, that's true. And the Meloni thing is probably even more interesting in some ways, given our conversations. You and I have talked about Europe and where the president is. But you're right, Meloni was in Trump's corner. The quote from her from Monday from this AP translation is, "We know that the United States has been discussing its disengagement for Europe for some time, which is the reason why I think that we must strengthen our security. We must grow in our capacity to give answers from this point of view. And Italy has kept all its commitments it signed. It's always done so." And it sounds a little bit more like her fellow European leaders now. Is that what's going on with Italy and the U.S.?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think she has proven herself to be a very canny politician, international politician as well, and she's been this kind of go-between who Trump seems to respect and like, and she's able to kind of translate the European perspective for him, and in some ways translate him back to her fellow Europeans. But as I said, going after the Pope, if you're an Italian leader, going after the Pope is something that has political consequences for you, and so she's found herself having to distance herself from Trump, which could be negative for the president in terms of his need for future cooperation from Europeans on future endeavors.
Yeah, let me go back to our previous conversation I was having with our earlier guest about what's going on with Iran. All right, I'll pop back up the proposal under consideration, supposedly. She says it's going to be better than this, 12 to 15-year moratorium. But as I said, this a lot looks similar to what Obama had, a decade ago, if this comes to fruition. And in the meantime, you wonder what's Trump's next move in the quote-unquote negotiation, because the report came out last night that the Saudis didn't want us using their bases. The report today is maybe they're okay with it. So maybe he just goes back to where he was and puts this Project Freedom and starts, working the ships through the strait again. Or does he cut some sort of a deal that looks like this? What do you think's next?
I don't know, and I think you asked the right question. How does this leave us better off than we were? And we should remind viewers that, that deal was in place and President Trump tore it up during his first administration. And so if all he can do after tearing up the deal, living with the uncertainty for a number of years, and now prosecuting a war that has had real cost not only for American citizens, but also for people around the world, and obviously a human cost, then what is he getting out of this? And, the president keeps saying that the hostilities are over. If he has to go back to fighting, he's obviously going to go back on that claim. And most Americans are looking at gas being 50% higher than it was a year ago and saying, hostilities are over. Who am I supposed to believe? You are my lying gas pump. So I think the president is really, while the United States obviously has outsized power, the president is really in a tight spot here where he needs a deal too in order to make good on what he's been telling the American people. I think it's highly unlikely that a very complicated set of issues are going to be resolved in a way that is better than the JCPOA when it's being done in a very tight amount of time without the kind of fleets of experts that were involved in previous negotiations. But I hope they reach a deal. I mean, I think that would be good for the world. Yeah,
and if you don't do better than that, it's just not a win. There's no way to, you can try to spin it, but that's not a win. Dan, thank you. Dan Baer.
Thank you. Thanks, Connell.
As always. Jet fuel prices, big part of that conversation, have been on the rise in a big way, and officials are now